What's up for this week? A brand new gel tip brush and a soap I've had on the shelf since last year, June. Hello again, Michael Friedberg here from beautiful North Carolina, and today I have two shaving products for review. The first is, and I'm a bit embarrassed to say, I have had this soap from Meissner Tremonia in Dortmund, Germany, sitting on the shelf since last year's Maggard meetup, and it's just time to use this. It's kind of embarrassing how long things can sit on that shelf, and I'll talk about that later. This is the hard soap version. I also have used the paste before. This is the first time I've used the hard soap. I'll talk about the soap, lathering quality in just a moment. We'll show you what that looks like in the loading bowl. But the other piece I'm going to be reviewing today is the new Gelousy brushes from AP Co. That's their pun, not mine. These are sort of custom made and specially designed gel tip brushes. So this is dry. And when you rub your hand over it, you can feel that it feels kind of crunchy, like the tips are stuck together, and that is in fact the case because they have hooked. Once you get this wet, you'll see it clump a little bit differently. You will have seen something very similar in the DS Cosmetic knot that I used a few weeks back. I just want to call out, his name is Leo Frilot, or Frilo, or Frilet. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your last name, Leo, but this hand was apparently turned by Leo. The knot was set back in there by Jason Rudman. This is a bit of a pass around coming from AP Shave Co. to allow people to try this knot before the knots were released. The knots are out now, but we're still going to continue this pass around, going for others to try this knot out as well. Today's razor is going to be a 1950 Gillette Tech, because last week I used a Tech-ish, Tech-light, Techish razor. I'll just assemble this. It has a Wilkinson sword blade in there. This is shave number 2, I believe. I've been trying to use a pack, just a pile of blades. I just have a bunch of singles. I'm just trying to work my way through those one by one by one. I'm using them for a day or two. I'm not trying to make them last, just trying to work my way through them because I have kind of a mounted of them piling up a little bit. All right, let me wet my face and I'll show you the soap. Yeah, I have an interesting kind of back and forth with Will Carius of Barrister and Man about these soaps. And I have to agree with him. I think that between the two, the hard soap and the paste, I think after this week's experience, as much as I like the paste, and I do like those paste soaps quite a bit, I think I'd have to pick the hard soap over them. They are quite rich in ingredients. They have macadamia nut oil in them, and argan oil, and shea butter, and I believe kokum butter, and there's just a host of good stuff in there. This is the Pucka soap. The dark limes also has black clay in it, I believe. You can hopefully still see the very cool imprint of the logo and their flying eagle logo. I'm not sure what the bird is, but it looks cool. I'm going to go ahead and get the brush wet. Just wet it through. I'm not soaking it all. There's really no reason to soak it. And then I'm going to start lathering it up. And we'll see what we get. Overall, I have to tell you though, very good shaves this week from this soap. I wasn't quite sure what to expect as much as I like the paste. Never tried the hard soap. Now, I've wetted through. You can see what's happened. That's a very distinct look that you get on these gel tip brushes. That's what you're expecting and looking for. So I'm going to start with a dry brush. Let me just shake that out. There's a bit of water in there because I had to rinse off the suds so that you could see the logo. Not because I was blooming this soap. No blooming your soaps. All right, I'm going to start lathering. Pretty dry, and you can see what's happening already, just starting to form. Well, that's going to come tipping out in just a moment. I'm going to add just a touch of water to that. I'm going to press that back into the bowl just for demonstration purposes. There we go. Yeah, and what you're going to start getting is hope it doesn't fall out, a dense pasty lather around the soap puck that I'm going to pull up and add to the brush as well. All right, just a touch more water. I'm going to keep working this brush over the soap and we'll be done loading the brush in just a moment. This does not take a long time at all. I'm kind of overloading just because, well, I can. All right, now as you will see, that brush has picked up a lot. I'm pressing a little bit hard. You can see it's kind of collapsing in the middle a little bit. That is not a problem. I'm going to scoop out some of the lather that is formed around the bowl, around the edges of the bowl. It has a slightly dark tinge to it because of the clay, but the lather doesn't stay dark at all. All right, wet my face and we'll go ahead and start lathering. We'll talk about the brush and the soap. So, first thing you notice about the brush is that it is incredibly soft on the face, and there is absolutely zero scrub, zero scritch. It just feels soft and delicious. It just feels, well, like the other gel tips, really luxurious in use. Like in my mind, when people say things like, I need a high-end Badger, in my mind, I think this is the kind of thing that people are thinking about. Now, as you can see, the brush does splay quite easily. And as you move back and forth, you can kind of see it bending side to side, paintbrush style. This brush is, or the knot is less dense than some of the other gel tip brushes out there. Certainly less dense than the DS Cosmetic I used. And I think in some ways that is a good thing. If you don't like that kind of heavy, dense feel to the brush and you want something that feels a little bit softer, and you like to face lather, and you like a bit of easy splay like that, this is a very, very good choice. God, the brush just feels very, very good in use. As you can see for the soap, no issue at all building a nice, dense, creamy lather. The other thing about the brush is because it is not dense, it's not overly dense, it also isn't a lather hog, so the lather comes out easily. People often refer to that as flow through, but you'll see this gives up the lather quite easily. All right, that's enough of that. Yeah, I have to say for these soaps, they are rich in ingredients that are good for your skin. They make a very easy lather. I have enjoyed shaves with them all week. Really, really easy and very, very slick and protective. This is, as always, 2 days of growth. Saturdays I look like an unshaven bum, so I have something to shave on Sunday. Yeah, this blade feels okay in this razor, but nothing special. I used a Persona Red in there. That was pretty good. I used one of the Lords I have. That gave a great first shave. Second shave, well, I'm not going to press it to 3. By the way, there was a gentleman who asked on the previous channel, on the previous video, why I don't use both sides of the razor when I shave because the blade has 2 edges. I know it has 2 edges, but I will show you why I don't do that. I don't want to shave the other side of my face while holding that in my hand. I just don't like that. I don't like the idea of holding that with that sort of hanging over me, as it were. So I use one side, I rinse, I turn the razor over, and then use the other side. So please don't be nervous. Not to worry. I am in fact using both sides of the razor blade every time I shave. Yeah, I like the first shave on these blades, and that's really about it. On these blades, sorry. But other than that, not a big fan. Almost done with the first pass. Scent-wise for this soap, there is a light, sort of heavy, heavy scent. I know it sounds crazy, but the scent is light, but it has kind of a heavy citrus scent to it. It's not a bright scent. Certainly not strong. I would not classify this as a strong scent. Now that could just be the age of the puck and maybe the scent is dissipated, but some of the other soaps are quite strongly scented from Meissner Tremonia. This particular puck, not so much. Yeah, I really like the face feel of this brush. It has sort of the right amount of density to give you a good amount of splay. You can easily cover a lot of ground. And when you're painting the lather on, it just feels easy and smooth. But I know that there are certainly people out there that they want a bit more density to the brush. So that's just something to bear in mind. I'm not sure if the knots increase or decrease in size for the offerings from AP Shave Co. If they become denser when they're larger, if he has an option there as well. I imagine that the density probably remains the same. All right, this is the across the grain. Yeah, the soap is just slick, really nice kind of creamy density to it. I recognize that some of their scents are a little bit off the beaten path, and for some people just not what they're looking for at all. But Himalayan Heights, for example, has a somewhat salty scent to it. It's actually still pretty nice. Packaging is also, generally speaking, really well done. Big heavy glass jars for the paste, for example. This is the refill pocket, so it comes in a cardboard box. There we go. Yeah, when it comes to the soap sitting on the shelf, the Dutch have a word which is very difficult to translate into English, but the word is zuinig. And it means that you're kind of careful with your money. You don't waste. You use the right amount of something to get the job done. No frivolous spending, that kind of stuff. Zuinig. It's a really good, very typical Dutch word. And having grown up there, that's kind of rubbed off. And so part of me says, why in the world do you have this mountain of soaps that are just sitting there? And the only reason to have a soap is to use a soap, because the only reason for soap is that it performs a function, not because it looks pretty sitting on the shelf. And so when I look at the mountain of stuff, to me it feels like a mountain. Part of me rejoices because there's all these things that still have a chance to go through and review. And then part of me feels a tremendous sense of guilt because there are things just sitting there, like this soap, that have been sitting there for over a year that I have not used. And this is a really good shaving soap that deserves to be used. And it doesn't deserve to just sit on the shelf. So that's why I go through these waves of piffs and giveaways so that at least somebody out there has a chance to use that soap. So be on the lookout. I will be posting both on YouTube and on Reddit a couple giveaways coming up. I think what I'll do is 3 separate ones on Reddit and then a double giveaway on YouTube. And they'll just be separate videos. For the YouTube ones, it'll just be a matter of enter a comment against the giveaway video, and that's how you'll be entered. Nothing complicated. All right, last pass against the grain. Yeah, that soap just works really, really well for me. You can always get into those debates about, does this hang with the best soaps out there? Well, for some people, those best soaps don't work, or they're too much work. or they're unavailable or too expensive. And so this might be something which for you is in fact a better choice. Or it just may work better for you. You know, sometimes like post-shave quality plays a big part in people's decisions. But if you always use an aftershave balm anyway, okay, maybe a soap that doesn't dry you out as much is a better option. But it may not really matter in the end. Because you're going to take care of your skin conditioning using a separate product anyway. I mean, a simple metric for me is, am I happy shaving with this soap? Do I enjoy the shaves I'm getting with it? Do I look forward to shaving with it? And the answer to all three of those questions is yes. Very good residual slickness. Good slickness and protection during the shave. Lots of skin-friendly and shave-friendly ingredients. Yeah, I just happen to like that soap a lot. All right, let's rinse off. Residual slickness, by the way, when you rinse, is really good. But I'm not going to go over that over the passes again. There's no need to. Post-shave, I know there's a recent discussion on Reddit about, for some people, post-shave is not good. I chimed in to say, well, ironically, for me, I think the post-shave actually is pretty good. I like how my skin feels. It doesn't feel dry, it doesn't feel tight. There's a bit of residual slickness still there. It's a thumbs up for me. Now, am I going to be able to say you do not need a post-shave skin conditioner or a balm after this? That depends entirely on you. For some, it's going to be quite drying. For me, it is not. I like that post-shave. All right, I'm going to put on, because I'm just trying to work through the sample. I have a larger size bottle. I'm trying to get rid of the sample bottle. Go for the Epsilon Blue Mediterranean. Too much? Never. No real sting to speak of. That's generally speaking, a very mild, comfortable shave. Brief hit from the cooling from the menthol. And then just, Well, what comes after that is just beautiful, beautiful scent of the Blue Mediterranean. All right, we're gonna stop right there. Let's cover the items in reverse order. Let's do the knot first. As you can still see, there's still quite a bit of lather in there. I could probably have gotten a fourth out of that. This is a very, very well done gel tip knot. If you're looking for a gel tip knot and you're not looking for one that has a very high density or really sort of a heavy top to it, you're looking for something a little bit looser that's got very good flow through, very soft on the face, very easy to use, this is going to make a great option. I'm just hoping that they can kind of keep the prices in line to make sure these are available to as many people as they would like to be able to purchase them. They're also going to see some competition, obviously, from others in the market. That's always good for us, not always so great for the people trying to make some money off their products. But I wish those guys all the best. This is another very, very good gel tip option available to us now. I also want to congratulate Leo on this handle. This is very cool looking material, number one. And I, as I've said before, am a big fan of these simpler shapes. This one curves in a little bit. That actually makes it quite easy to hold. I'm also a fan of the barrel style. Very, very nicely done. Simple, easy to use, easy to hold. Thumbs up on that one. Very, very well done. The soap for today, and one which I have quite enjoyed, is the Meissner Tremonia Rasierseife Dark Limes. Full of good ingredients, very easy to lather. It's a hard soap. I think that would last you quite a while. I find it very easy to use. I think this post-shave skin conditioning is actually quite nice. The scent on this is light. I've had other soaps in them where the scent is quite strong, so again, might have to try a different instance of the dark limes, like the wild oranges has a very strong scent to it, as well as one of this, like the Scottish or the sea sage, or there's a couple in there. Though I think there's a beer one as well. Still, overall, very, very good performance from this soap. Very easy to lather, very good slickness, good protection, and good residual slickness when rinsed, along with what, for me, is good post-shave qualities. Recommended. Quite enjoyed that. Sorry you had to sit on the shelf for over a year before I, brought you out to introduce you to the world. All right, and then finally, the razor needs no introduction, just a fond farewell at the moment because it's going to go back into the loot crate. 1950 Gillette Tech ball end, very, very nice razor, easy to use, mild, simple, feels really safe on the face. If you've never tried one and you're looking for a milder, easier shave and you want to go vintage, a Gillette Tech is a great, great option. And then finally, because I love smelling good, it's the Epsilon Mediterranean Blue. Beautiful stuff. Great aftershave feel to it, and just a great way to cap off that shave. Speaking of capping off that shave, that was pro level right there. All right, my friends, that's it for today. Thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate the time you're taking to watch these videos. Again, as always, please feel free to leave comments or questions against this video or any previous video. I believe I'm almost completely caught up. I'll just see how it goes through the rest of today and just try to catch up completely if I can. Otherwise, thank you again so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.